We're within a
Okay.
minute. I feel
All
good
right.
about that.
Yeah, we're pretty good. We're kind of on time. You guys, hi, welcome. Good morning. It's Wednesday. It's hump day. Mock, 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 mock. Make sure that you are checking us out at chicksontheright.com/links. That's where all of our things are. Chicksontheright.com/links. All of our socials, all of our things. Make sure you're following us on Twitter and the gram. Make sure you're going to the gram. Fun stuff out there.
We're so
Go
many
there.
places
Check it out.
for now till we get kicked off of places. We
Right.
are in so many places.
All the places.
All of them.
Yeah.
It's going to be a bit of a shorter program today, probably more along the lines of an hour, because today, you guys, I get my stitches out.
Yeah, she's gonna have her own gums.
So finally, I've been waiting for this, and today is the day, and so I have to skedaddle right after the show and get my stitches out. So that's exciting. Also, point of personal privilege, can everybody just not get offended by my various hairstyles? Can we just not?
We had a fun time yesterday fending off people, or a person in particular who was offended by her hairstyle. You don't get to talk about people's hairstyles anymore, Mock, because of that hair.
I guess I just don't get to wear my hair how I want it. And if you guys are offended by that, I don't care.
Or you do. Or you just do, because it's your show and my show, and we get to just do. It's 6 o'clock and 6:30 in the morning here. Listen, I've got short hair, but if I show up with my hair sticking up all over the place, I get to do that. I'm in my 50s. I don't give a crap.
But they are particularly offended by the space buns. And so when I do my hair like I did yesterday, it's a problem. And apparently it's a problem when I wear hats. Because like there was a commenter on YouTube commenting on a video from when I was wearing a hat who was like, "Why are you wearing a hat?"
Oh my God.
Inside. And I was like, it's my own house. I feel like I'm allowed to wear my hair and a hat if I want to.
It's
Why
pretty
is this
funny.
a thing?
People get really particular about that kind of stuff. Yeah. So
and it's so upsetting that they take to our Facebook group to comment on, to like write paragraphs about it.
There's a diatribe, and then you will promptly get shut down there, because my husband's out there, and my husband doesn't take kindly to that. He's very protective of the two of us.
Yeah, he's the one. He is the one that told you, and then you told me that this was even happening, that people were like having big conversations about it. I was like, really?
A little grouchy about that. He doesn't like people saying stuff about us. So he'll just be like, listen, this is basically like our house on social media. You don't get to come into our house and say mean things about my wife and her best friend. So I'm going to go ahead and I'm going to delete. That's just the way that he is. So I'm just warning you about that.
Anyway, that was
the way that works.
That was something yesterday to realize that I was making that kind of an impact. It's not exactly the impact that I was hoping to make, but whatever. I'll take it. Okay, so a couple things to get to before we get into videos, and that is, you've probably heard by now that LeBron James's son, Bronny, had suffered cardiac arrest on Monday. He is out of ICU. He's stable, but that is not a small incident. That's
terrifying.
That's horrifying. Absolutely horrifying. So lots and lots of people are, there's obviously a lot of people that are like, was he,
everybody is talking about that. It's not even just a few people, everybody. Like, that's the first thing that comes to your mind, right? If you're rational, of course, it's the first thing that comes to most of our minds, right? We're all just like, And listen, LeBron was like the first one out there when my whole family's vaccinated, blah, blah, blah. I mean, we're all wondering, like, is that, and of course I would imagine they're probably going to brush that under the rug. They're just going to, this is a fluke. It's just a anomaly.
Well, and I mean, I see all the folks on the left who are like, oh, I mean, this, there's like 2,000 to 4,000 incidents of cardiac arrest per year in young adults, like Bronny, and that's always been the case. But it just seems like a whole lot more of that kind of thing is happening lately. And so I don't know if it's just we're hearing about it more, or it's just affecting people of lots of fame more, but all of that seems weird. You know what I mean? So
Yeah, really, really weird.
I just anyway, I'm
Mhm.
glad he's fine. I mean, that's the most important thing. I'm glad he's fine, but it's obviously causing a lot of chitter chatter. Uh, Doug Burgum. Remember him? He's one of the Republicans that is running for
I for
president.
I forgot about him until yesterday. I was like, "Oh, yeah, him. Oh, yeah."
He made the debate stage, you guys.
Just
This is
cannot.
unbelievable. Now, he bought his way on there, and I gotta tell you, I think this sounds shady as all get out, and I cannot believe it's legal. But the way that he made the stage, because you have to have 40,000 individual donors. It doesn't even
Right.
matter if they give you 5 pennies, if they count as an individual donor, but you need 40,000 of them. So, in order to get 40,000, which was never going to happen on its own, like there's just no way, he decided, I'm going to give out a $20 gift card to anyone who is a new donor. And that meant if you gave $1, you were getting $19 back essentially, because it was like a Visa gift card. You know what I mean? It's like a regular, you can spend it on anything gift card. It's free money. And so the fact that he could do that, and that's not against any campaign laws, I just find that incredible. But he dedicated $1 million. He's very, very wealthy. $1 million to this cause. So he got his 40,000, but he like has planned to give out 50,000 of these $20 gift cards.
My God.
So, he wants the numbers, and that's how he's getting them, is
So
just spending his
basically,
own
like,
money.
we could get like a Kardashian could just end up on that stage. I mean, it's like this is the thing. Is if you're loaded, you can run for president. This is what it does. This is what sucks about our country.
It does. I don't like that either.
It
But that now he's
sucks.
on the stage, and now he'll get eyeballs that he would not have ordinarily otherwise
Right, because
gotten.
like, he came on the television last night, and my 13-year-old daughter was like, "Who's that, mommy?" And I go, "He's some guy that you've never heard of, honey. He's just a guy that's loaded. He's a guy that's rich, and so he's gonna run for president." And she's like, "So that's how it works?" And I'm like, "Yeah, that's how it works. If you're loaded, you can run. That's how you have to have a lot of money to run for
Mhm.
president." And she's like, "That doesn't seem right." And I'm like, "Yeah, it's not right. It's
Yeah.
not right." And so a kid understands that that's just not, it's not right. That's not the way that it should work in our country. And yeah, it is bribery,
I mean, I
Nancy.
just cannot believe it's legal. Like,
I
I'm just
know.
amazed, because what is the point then of, even if you can just pay for votes
Yep.
or pay for donations? That
And
seems weird.
how could you feel good about that?
Right.
Like, you get up on the stage and you know that you bought your way in there. I just
I guess
so
he sees it as a means to an end, because he feels, I'm sure he's rationalizing it by saying, well, people just don't know who I am. And so I'm willing to pay the money to get them to see me. And then I'll completely endear myself to them. So that will have been worth it, because then they'll see me and know me and hear me, and they'll be blown away by
meanwhile
how awesome I am.
meanwhile, there's probably an amazing small business person out there who would be an incredible president, and we'll
Yeah.
never know it. We'll never know.
Never know.
And that's the way our
Never know.
founders really wanted it. Our founders wanted somebody who, was out there, an everyday person that was able to run for it. That's the way that it's happening now, is not really the way that it's supposed to be.
Yeah.
It's not whoever has the most money wins.
That is how it is now. That
That's how
sucks.
it is now, and that's
Yeah.
not what they intended. And so everything is so, as you would say, borked.
So borked, but he's gonna be there. Hey, maybe we'll love him. Who knows? Maybe he'll shine like a freaking diamond on that stage. We'll
Shine
just have to
bright like
see.
a diamond.
You guys, if you are not taking a daily multivitamin, you really should be. But if you are taking a daily multivitamin and you're doing it in the form of a giant pill or several pills, which nobody likes to swallow down a bunch of pills. That's not fun at all. And you're kind of wasting a lot of your time doing it, because your body only absorbs a tiny fraction of pills, capsules, tablets. What you need is something that absorbs completely in your body. And that is what you get with vegan essentials from Healthy Cells. So see this little packet. Inside this packet is delicious tasting peach mango flavored goo. And you can shoot it direct, or you can put it in water, and you can like have yourself a bit of a mixed drink, if you will, to take your vitamins. But if I like shooting it directly, because it tastes yummy. It tastes like a sort of a treat. in essence, definitely doesn't feel like you're having to swallow down a bunch of vitamins, and your body is absorbing it 165% better than it would a tablet, capsule, pill, whatever. So the vegan essentials has extra B12 in it. So I'm not a vegan. I get enough, of that vitamin already, I'm sure. But this gives me everything I need. Plus, if I am missing a little B12, then it doesn't hurt to have a little extra. And so if you haven't tried Healthy Cell yet, you should, because they have 7-day trial packs. So if you want to just try it, you can order a 7-day trial pack for less than $20. Shipping is free. And if you decide that you want to get a full-size box, a month's worth, you can save 20% on your order at healthycell.com/. You should check it out. Keep yourself healthy.
Should. I think we got a little sticker.
Did we? Okay. Yes, Brian. Brian says, whatever happened to giving away booze for votes and donations?
Yeah. Yeah.
I mean, was that
now I could do that.
I was gonna say, was that a thing? Did I miss out on that? All right. Speaking of people on the debate stage, DeSantis not having a good campaign right now, not enjoying himself, I don't think. Got himself into a 4-car accident yesterday, just involving cars in his own motorcade. Everyone's fine. There was no one hurt. But that was, that was a setback, if you will. That was not something that anybody expected. And he has had to let go like 35 or 38 of his staff just to try to save money. Things are not going well for his campaign at all. And then, as you told me before the show, one of the people that he fired was this 25-year-old kid who apparently retweeted some video or meme that was made of DeSantis, like with Nazi symbolism behind him. Why a DeSantis staffer would do that, I have no idea. But that did not go over well, as you might imagine. And so
he fired him. He's gone, but still it happened. And so a lot of people now associate him with that 25-year-old kid. And it's like, it's not good. You got to vet these people, man. Got to vet them.
I think personally that the reason for the downfall of his campaign is because he has not come on this show.
I think that's a huge part of it. Honestly, I do. You say that, you bring that up, but there's a valid point to be made there. The Viveks of the world, Vivek came on our show. He wasn't really on our show, but he met with us when we were at CPAC months ago. And it was, back before he was meeting with everybody. That guy will go on anybody's show. He will talk to everybody and anybody. And we are living proof of that. He's like, sure, I'll talk to you. I mean, it's like we're nobody, it's like, we're just like these two podcasting moms, it's like, so sure, we've been around for 14 years, but we're not like a Megyn Kelly,
Right.
So, and we're not a giant conglomerate media, personality. So he was like, sure, I'll talk to you. And he was so gracious. He spent 20 minutes with us, you guys. He sat and talked to us for a long time about a lot of things. And so that was a wonderful opportunity for us, but he had no problem sitting down with us. DeSantis, we've asked him numerous times to talk to us.
Well, and we were in his state, and we had given them plenty of notice for him to attend our meet and greet, or to even send Casey or Christina or whoever. We just wanted to have some opportunity. We even said, we'll come to you. We'll come to your office, even though that was nowhere near Tampa.
No,
we'll come to Tallahassee. We'll do all the things. And we have tried and tried and tried. And it's like, they'll send, they sent me a bunch of swag.
I don't want swag.
Ago. And I'm like, okay, that's neat. But what? And every time we've talked to them or our PR guys talk to them, they've been like, yeah, he really wants to do the show. Never do they actually do it. And I'm sick of it. And
and that's the thing. What they don't realize is, I mean, sure, we're moms, we're moms and we have a podcast and everything, but we are normal people.
Right.
And
all of you are normal people who he should want to court.
He should want to talk to the normal people. It's not just the media conglomerates. He should be wanting to talk to because we are the voters. And so we're the ones who count. And that's who he should be wanting to talk to. And Vivek understands that.
Yeah.
He gets it. He understands it. And so I think that's been DeSantis's downfall. He just doesn't freaking get that.
Yeah.
And
I
so
don't know. I don't know where the disconnect is. And yes, I'm taking it personally, but like it's not just us. Like he's not been on Megyn Kelly's show either. And she's complained about it. Like it's just weird how his team or how he picks and chooses
right.
who he's going to talk with. I think
It's
now he's finally starting to talk to people who he never thought he would have to talk to. And so I don't know how it's going to go I don't know it's going to help him at this point. I feel like it's too little too late almost.
they
And
took the
now the campaign is just not doing well.
right, it's fizzled. They took the traditional route, which was let's talk to all the big media things. In this day and age, you have to talk to the podcasters. You have to talk to alternative media. You have to talk. That's where the people are.
Well, and you
That's
also have to talk to the non-friendly people.
right.
He
You
needs
got
to go on The View. You know what I
to.
mean? Like he needs to do the things.
You
And
have to
he's just
talk
not
to
doing it.
everybody. You have to talk to you have to go where the people are. You have to talk to everybody. You have to meet
He
people where
needs
they
to
are.
go where
Where
the
the
people
people
are.
are. Yeah, and he's not there. And so that's why he's on the struggle bus, man.
He is.
So,
And I just, I want to feel bad about that, but I'm wounded by the
yeah.
whole dismissal of us from the get-go. And I mean, I was like his top fan. You know what I mean?
Mhm.
Like, how long have I loved him?
Yeah.
For
The
a long
cut
I
the
had the big
cutout
giant cutout.
the cutout is gone, man. It's in the attic
It's
or
in
in
the
the
attic.
garage. It's in the attic. Yeah.
So, anyway, I mean, he gets what he gets at this point. I'm just
Yeah.
very frustrated by all of it. And all that said, it sucks because he's a phenomenal governor and he's phenomenal on policy. And there's like literally nothing that he does from a policy standpoint that I don't love. So it just sucks that this is the way that this has turned out, but this is the way that this has turned out.
Yeah,
Brad Smith, thank you so much.
but Vivek is at his heels. Nip, 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 nip.
Yeah, he's nipping.
At his heels. He's nipping.
He is
And
nipping.
I love it.
No,
I love it.
Michelle, everybody's like, see, we tried to tell you. You tried to tell me that he won't come on our show. No, nothing anybody has ever said about Trump has anything to do with what we're saying right now.
No,
Nothing.
it doesn't.
This is all about how he has responded to requests just to be on my show. I am taking it personally and being a total brat about it. That has nothing to do with Trump. That has everything to do with just me thinking, you know what? We've been doing this a long ass time and it's a mistake for him not to show up on our show.
It is. It is a mistake. It's a mistake for a lot of these. Like if we asked any of the candidates to come on, they should do that because of you guys.
Yeah.
Because of, what we've done and what we've built here and the community that we have. And they should show up for you. Period.
And Vivek is gonna again. I think he's gonna be on our show next month.
Yeah, I'll come on again to talk to you.
Yeah, because he'll talk to anybody.
Yeah.
So there's that. Okay, so I think the other stories I do have videos that kind of go along with them. So we will get into videos because there are some really interesting headlines to talk about today. But I also want to remind everybody about there's a mystery gift, you guys, being given out by Genucel right now. It's a total mystery. And not only is it a mystery, it is a mystery luxury gift that you get when you go to genucel.com/chicks and you get the Genucel Summer Essentials package, which by the way, includes the dark spot corrector. It's over 70% off. So you don't want to wait because I don't know how long the 70% off thing is going to last. And I definitely don't know how long the mystery gift is going to last because that's like a while supplies last kind of thing. So just a reminder, Genucel, because I think I say this often enough, that Genucel has free returns, free shipping. They have all of this, the summer essentials right now for 70% off. And so right now, and again, I don't know how long it'll last, all orders will include that mystery luxury gift. This is the best skincare line ever. And we say
so
that
awesome.
as people who used it well before we ever talked about them on the air. So they're fantastic. And so look at Daisy Skin. Hello. I mean hello.
Look at yours. It's true.
Like, it is phenomenal stuff. Genucel.com/shh is how you get that. So check them out immediately and get yourself the mystery luxury gift. And then please tell us what it is because I'm very curious about it. So report back. All right, let's start with some just crazy Joe Biden stuff because remember how I don't know, it was like a month ago that we showed that montage of videos where he keeps telling people not to jump
Yes.
when they are seated above his eye level. This
Been
is like
within the month.
go-to.
Yep. He's
It's
really,
so
really
weird.
concerned about people jumping.
But
Uh-huh.
but also he thinks that he's a lot funnier than he is.
Mhm.
And so I think he
Well, I mean, he's got dementia.
Fair
So,
point.
yeah.
So once again, just yesterday, he did the don't jump line, and then he always does that weird kind of smirky smile, like he's thinking to himself, "Man, I'm so funny." And this one's got a really that's gonna hit home when I say don't jump. They're gonna love this. Here he is. He's so proud, right? He's so proud.
God, don't jump. God. And he can barely see because he's had so much crap shoved in his face that his eyes are so squinty. He's got like the Renee Zellweger eyes now.
Oh my gosh, Renee
know?
Zellweger. I completely
Yeah.
forgot about her.
You know, like she's eating a lemon. and
She has
you
the
can't-
lemon eyes.
The lemon eyes. Yeah. Mhm.
Yeah.
I mean, hers, I think, are natural.
Yeah, I think she's just a very squinty person.
Yeah, she's kind of squinty. But I mean, his are because of all the stuff that's been shoved in his face.
There's been, you guys remember when there used to be a running countdown or a count on all the mainstream news channels that showed how many COVID deaths there were every single day. We were seeing these numbers. Now we know, of course, that those were massively undercounted or overcounted rather. But I did not realize that they were overcounted this much. Joe Biden has a whole different idea about how many people actually perished from COVID. Listen.
Still feeling the profound loss of the pandemic. As I mentioned, we have over 100 people dead.
Oh my God. I can't believe 100 people died from COVID, you guys.
You guys.
I'm so glad that we were locked in our homes and we couldn't like go to weddings and kids couldn't go to school because 100 people died.
It's 100 people. It's
100 whole people.
That was a pandemic.
100. God, terrible. It's a terrible time.
It was a terrible time. Also, meanwhile, you remember when, I think it was even before he ran, or it was during his first campaign, where he said one of the goals that he had as president was to cure cancer. He was going to end cancer, and that was going to be a thing.
Right.
Seems to be under the impression that he did that already.
He said I'd cure cancer. They looked at me like, why cancer? Because no one thinks we can. That's why, and we can. We end cancer as we know it. Deliver on our sacred obligations to veterans was the second thing I think is critically important.
We ended cancer as
well,
we
I
know
mean,
it.
Well, he is married to a doctor, so I feel like together they did that, right?
How could I forget his physician wife, Dr. Jill? She would have made a hell of a surgeon general, right?
Hell of one. That's
hell
right.
of a surgeon general.
Hella.
So one of the other headlines that I thought was interesting yesterday is that the Biden dog, and I don't even know which dog, because they've had a couple dogs.
The German Shepherd.
But they're all German Shepherds, aren't they? They've always had German Shepherds.
Is it they have all German? They have more than one German Shepherd?
They had one that they already had to like move to a separate location because of the biting, but
he
now
went
the
to the
remaining
farm.
Yeah.
He went to the farm, you guys.
But the remaining German Shepherd also has apparently bitten 7 people in 4 months. And so it's becoming a problem. Secret Service in particular is like, can we just ixnay the Og Day? Because it's becoming a thing. Like, we don't like getting constantly attacked by the dog. And so KJP was asked about it in the presser yesterday. By the way, I think she looks absolutely lovely in that color.
It's very apricot-y. It's a nice color.
It's a good color for her.
Yeah.
And she has rationale for why the dog is so bitey. Here she is.
It seems that Commander Biden has a bit of a biting problem. Can you give us the latest and also any plans for him to perhaps make a move, go stay with some family friends as Major Biden, the previous dog, did?
So as you all know, the White House complex can be unique and very stressful. And that is something I'm sure you all can understand. And it is, as I just said, it is unique and it is stressful for all of us. So you can imagine what it's like for a family pet and family pets more broadly.
It's stress, you guys. It has nothing to do with the fact that his owners suck. It has everything to do with stress.
That poor dog is going to get Clintoned, you know? Like something's going to happen to that dog. I feel really bad for the dog. Listen,
Poor thing.
German Shepherds are not usually aggressive like that, you know?
I mean, they can be. Like, people get them as guard dogs, so they can.
But I mean, our boy has a German Shepherd, and Charlie is like the sweetest. He's just
My
like,
Sasha was super sweet too. She was
not
so
aggressive
precious.
at all. I think you have to train them to be. I mean, he's just not instinctively like a super aggressive dog. So I mean, maybe it's because he lives with the Bidens.
Exactly,
and
that's exactly why.
You know, and he hasn't been given the attention or there's just something, I don't know.
Dogs know bad people.
Right.
I'm just saying.
Or he's been around Hunter too much. Something it's how you treat them, Richard.
Yeah. Yeah. That's exactly right.
Something's
and if you're going
wrong.
to get a German Shepherd, you train the German Shepherd. Like, those are very trainable dogs.
Or you don't, and then it just becomes a sweet, loving family dog. I mean, like Charlie is he's just a big love who just lays around a lot. You know, it's just like, this is the thing. It's just kind of weird.
Oh, Pamela, thank you. Pamela says the dog needs to go to the Yellowstone train station.
He probably just needs to be trained to be like a loving family dog.
It's too late, because he's like, this is my family. Screw that. I'm going to bite everybody.
Yeah, he needs a good conservative home, you guys.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Okay, so there is a new campaign ad that is absolutely phenomenal from the Trump campaign. Absolutely phenomenal. And what I think I love best about it is not Trumpy at all. It's not about him. He is featured for a few seconds here and there, but it's about America, and it's about our government and how corrupt it is.
Best political ad I've ever seen.
It's absolutely awesome. Check this out.
Deep state, and I wanted to destroy America. I would rig the election with a puppet candidate, one that was so compromised that they would never say a word about it. I would create a false flag that allows for mail-in ballots. I would be in charge of the ballot counting machines. I would create a false flag to blame all who question the results of the election. If I was the deep state, I would prosecute anyone that went against me. I would sue and prosecute anyone that spoke up about the fraudulent election. I would use my powers to shut down all your internet businesses and bankrupt you. If I was the deep state, I would make everyone an example why you should never question a Democrat ever winning an election. I would imprison my foes. I would use my corrupt DAs and blackmailed judges to destroy you. I would make sure all crimes I ever committed never happened. I would prosecute my biggest competition. I would make sure they could never run for office ever again. If I was the deep state, I would convince everyone that Ukraine Nazis were good and women are men. If I was the deep state, I would own every politician that mattered. If I was the deep state, I would push my pedophilia ambitions on you. If I was the deep state, you'd question your sexual identity but not the medical establishment. If I was the deep state, you would fear to ever resist me. If I was the deep state, you would wish I was really the devil. If I was the deep state, I would say mission accomplished.
I mean,
that's good stuff right there.
It's the best. It's so good. The people who made that, exemplary. So good.
So good. I know people are like mad about the music. It was a little,
I thought it was awesome.
I mean, it was a little like the volume I felt of the music was louder than the voice, which I thought was off balance, but I didn't mind the music. I thought it was like added to the drama. You know what I mean?
I thought it was absolutely perfect. It was the best ad ever. Yes.
It was great because it could have been literally any candidate's ad. And that's what made it great. It was way more about America and the trouble that we're in than it was about a single person.
Right.
And that's a very rare thing for Trump. You know, usually everything is about him, about loyalty to him, but this was just about like, look what is happening at the highest level of government. This
Right.
affects everybody.
And it was a
So
hat
it was
tip
awesome.
to, it was a hat tip to Paul Harvey. You know, it was the whole
Yeah.
Paul Harvey thing.
If I was the devil, yeah.
If I were the devil, yeah. Mhm.
That was good stuff. All right. So speaking of 2024, there's an interesting theory being put out there by our friend Dave Rubin about Vivek and Trump being in cahoots to get rid of DeSantis. I do not subscribe to this theory. I think Vivek genuinely wants to be president. I don't
Yes.
think he
said that out
Right.
loud.
I
He
just
has
don't
said it.
I don't get it. Like, I don't understand just because they were both attacking DeSantis because they both saw him as competition. I don't know why that means they're working together. I think that just means that I think they both want to be president. Anyway, Vivek was on with Laura Ingraham last night and she played him the Dave Rubin clip of him saying that
Yeah.
and asked him to respond to it. The interesting thing about it is that he doesn't deny it outright. Now he kind of says, well, I think it's funny that people are insecure by me, or, you know, he references it, he dances around it. But to me, it seems like his instant reaction would be, that is ridiculous. Of course, I'm not working with Trump. Like, to me, it seems like that would be the automatic, like, of course, I'm going to deny that because it's crazy.
If he were not working with Trump, he should say, I'm not working with Trump.
And he just doesn't really say it. And so I'll let you guys see how the whole response works. And then, you know, you decide if he's answered it to your satisfaction. Here he is.
Dave Rubin is a DeSantis supporter. I'm told he spoke about your campaign yesterday. Watch this.
It's fairly obvious to anyone paying attention that Trump and Vivek are coordinating, right? Vivek is doing all endless attacks on DeSantis, no attacks on Trump, and all of the Trump surrogates online, you know who they are. They're always pumping up Vivek because Vivek's going after DeSantis.
So, Vivek, is that your role here? I mean, he seems to have it all figured out.
Well, look, I think a commentator's job is to be a commentator from the side. But the fact is, I'm not attacking DeSantis. I do believe in drawing policy contrasts. That's good for the Republican voters. I am running to win this election. And at this point, Laura, I am confident I will be our next president. And for my case, this isn't about November 2024 as the destination. The destination I think about is January of 2033. What do I want to tell the people of this country that we actually accomplished? One of the great farewell speeches of all time was Ronald Reagan's in January of 1989, when he said that we had revived a national character that we were missing. That's what I want to tell Americans in January of 2033. We're going to do that by reviving the economy, declaring independence from China. And I think what's driving our rise, Laura, and I think that it's okay, that it's making some of the others insecure, that's going to level our party up, and that's a good thing, is offering specificity of where we are going.
Okay, so I don't think he dissed either one of them. I think he, and I don't know if it was really dancing. I think he's been very, very good in this race about just trying to focus on himself. If that, you know,
well, on Twitter, he's gone after DeSantis a number of times.
But I mean, it's okay. But I mean, I think honestly, I don't think he's running or he's working with Trump. I don't either. I think that's a bogus theory. I really do.
But isn't it odd that he didn't just say that? Like, of course I'm not working. That doesn't make any sense. That's a ridiculous
I just don't think
theory.
I don't think it's his style to be like, no, I'm not work. I don't think that's his style. I think that the way that he answered that question is just distinctly Vivek. The way that he did that and he pivoted and he made it about America and about, you know, and referencing Reagan and doing the things that he did is just the way that he Viveks, you know. It's just the way that he speaks. It's just I just can't see him. I don't know. I can't really see him saying, I'm not working with Trump. You know what I mean? I can't see him doing that. He's not going to be negative. He's going to be positive.
Yeah, he's definitely always positive. I guess it surprised me when he wasn't just like, seriously? Like, this is, you know what I mean? Like, it's just, to me, it's just such a ridiculous notion that I'm surprised that wasn't his reaction also.
Yeah, he's just, because I know one thing that I have heard him say is I'm running for president. He has always, I mean, I've heard him say that at least 2 or 3 times now. I'm running for president. I'm not running for vice president. I've heard him say that. So I don't know about the whole working together with Trump, because Trump is not running for vice president.
Right.
Trump is
right.
running for president. So if he thinks he wants, Vivek as his vice, I think that would be a little bit weird, because Vivek has said, I'm only running for president too. I don't know how they would work that out. So
Exactly.
I don't know about the whole Trump Vivek thing. And if people think that's going to happen, I just don't know how. I don't know about that, because
I don't think it's going to happen.
I think he really wants to be president too. Now, do I think that he likes Trump? Yeah, I think that he does. I think that Trump likes him. I think there's a lot of mutual respect for one another. They're a lot alike in the fact that they're both businessmen. They're self-made dudes. They've been out there. They're in the same trenches when it comes to like backgrounds. They're both businessmen. They're not politicians. They're businessmen. And I like that about both of them. But
there's a lot of rumors in that same episode, I think, of Dave Rubin. Dave was also, there's all these rumors going around about Vivek's previous involvement with WEF. There's talk about him paying off Wikipedia to remove stuff about him that he doesn't want out there. So there's new attacks that are out there about Vivek. He has addressed some of those quite extensively on Twitter. So I saw some people asking, can you make us feel better about this WEF involvement? I felt totally better hearing his explanation of it on Twitter. So I encourage you to just look that up and see how he responds to those attacks. But also everybody, all of us should know that at this point in the game, there's going to be stuff that's slung and thrown on the wall to see what sticks. People will be accused of all kinds of things that they have not done or that they don't believe, right? Or they'll be things that they've said in the past will be dragged out and used against them, even if they have evolved a great deal from earlier positions on things. So just, we should all be highly suspicious of any of those kinds of accusations, those wild accusations, because we've seen it happen to Trump. We've seen it happen to every GOP candidate since the beginning of time. So we just just take those with a grain of salt and make sure that you're seeing how he responds to them, because I think he does a fine job, especially to the WEF stuff. I'm not worried about that at all.
We've gotten a couple stickers, a couple comments.
Okay. Let's see. Could the dog just be nibbling like Joe, says Jay Carter. That's a good possibility. And Dragon Stalin 1001. Vivek gives me slimy car salesman vibes.
I'll respond to that one. When we met him in person, I feel like when you meet somebody in person, you can get a feel for who they are better than you can on a screen. And plus, as a woman, you get heebie-jeebie vibes from somebody if you meet somebody in person. You either do or you don't. And he's at least to me. I'm not going to speak for Mock, but especially as a woman who's you meet a man in person, I did not get that vibe from him at all. I felt like he was a pretty genuine dude. As genuine as, if you meet a politician, you either get this guy is a complete phony vibe, or this guy is a pretty genuine dude. And he was he seemed genuine to me in person.
Yeah, for sure. And I hope that, if he comes back on the show in August, that, we'll address all of the things. Like, we'll ask about WEF. We'll ask about all the accusations. I want to know the answers just as much as you do. I've heard some of them already, but because there are questions in our audience, then I definitely know where we should be directing our questions. So for sure, we will do that. You guys, I know earlier in the week, we've talked about the solar Go fridge from 4 Patriots. And I wanted to take an opportunity to just show you what it looks like on the screen. The reason this is so cool, this 4 Patriots solar Go fridge is so cool, is because you don't need ice, right? So think about how much space you get in a cooler once you actually put all the ice in, and then you constantly have to refill the ice. This works like an actual on-the-go refrigerator. So you don't need ice. You don't need to constantly stop for ice. If you take this camping, it is good to go because it is solar powered and powered like a refrigerator.
So you're saying there's more room for beer.
There's more room for beer.
That's what she's saying, you guys. Yes.
There's more room for everything. There's more room for all of your snacks. And more importantly, there's more room for any medications that you might have to have refrigerated.
And medications, but also beer. Right.
Right. And so there's $100 savings right now. It is a solar powered fridge. There's a battery backups. You can take this on road trips. You can take it camping. It's also really great in emergencies as a backup fridge for when your power goes out. So these are, forpatriots.com, the experts when it comes to emergency and disaster preparedness. And you can get 10% off your first purchase with code CHICKS. You also will get free shipping on any order over $97. This is the coolest thing ever. Check it out at 4 patriots.com. Do that. Okay, so I need to put a disclaimer in front of the next video that you're about to see. We all love us some Josh Hawley. Do we not?
Yes.
Love some Josh Hawley. Josh Hawley has a manner of speaking that sometimes takes a while. So he has a dramatic way of speaking. So when I saw this on Twitter, I was like, what has happened to Josh Hawley? Well, someone has sped up a little speech that he gave after, and this is absolutely incredible. There was a vote in the Senate to stop Congress people from trading on individual stocks. How long has everyone been demanding this? This
Nancy
is one of those
Pelosi.
things, this is one of those things that I am like in lockstep with AOC about. But there's a lot of Democrats too who are like, it's crazy that we're allowed to trade on individual stocks when we have so much influence on some individual companies. Like that should not be allowed. I can't believe there's any argument about it, but they took a vote, you guys, and 2 Republican senators said, oh yeah, we should definitely keep trading stocks. They were Tom Tillis and John Cornyn. So I highly encourage anybody to contact them and have them explain themselves at once.
Yeah, if you're a North Carolinian or a Texan,
what in the hell?
You should be paying attention to those jackholes.
Yeah. You should absolutely be paying attention. So Josh Hawley did a nice job when he was talking about this. Understand this is sped up. It's still very easy to understand. He doesn't sound like a chipmunk or anything, but it is not his normal speaking voice. It's sped up probably about 1.5 to maybe 2 times. Here he is talking about this issue.
The discussion about ethics reform, what I notice is that this body has a habit of prescribing rules and standards for other people and then not looking to its own problems, whether it's Obamacare or initially it was you all follow these rules, something different for us, or whether it's what's happening right now, where, for instance, in the last Congress, 1 in 7 members of the House and the Senate, 1 in 7, that's a big number, violated current laws on the books, the Stock Act, by failing to report their stock trades properly. 97 members of Congress, House and Senate, or their spouses or dependents, traded on companies that were directly affected by the committees they sit on. More than 1 in 5 of senior federal officials in the executive branch currently hold stock in companies that they were supposed to be regulating. And there has been a series of reports in the press recently about the Department of Energy in particular, where a huge number, I think it's 2/3 or more, members can look to make sure that I'm getting the statistics right. A huge number of senior officials in the Department of Energy currently own stock and trade actively in stock on companies that DOE has direct oversight of. That includes the Secretary of Energy, who represented to Congress under oath that she had no individual stock. It turns out she did have stock. She was trading that stock. It included companies that DOE has direct oversight of. Now, Senator Welch mentioned earlier that Americans are surprised at some of the ethics requirements that are or are not in place at the U.S. Supreme Court. This is one when I talk to people at home about members of this body owning and trading in individual stock, or members of the executive branch owning and trading in stock of companies that they're supposed to be overseeing. People are shocked that it's even legal. So my proposal is a simple one. If we're going to talk about ethics reform, let's make sure we're looking at ourselves as well. So I'm proposing here to amend this provision, this bill before us, to include a ban on stock ownership and trading for members of Congress and senior executive branch officials. It's a bipartisan bill. Senator Gillibrand and I have introduced it as a standalone bill. I've converted it here to an amendment, and it would impose across-the-board ethics reform and make this uniform in the sense that we would be addressing ethical lapses that are real and pressing in our own body, in our own house, as well as the executive branch. And I ask for a roll call vote.
And
so it's him and Kirsten Gillibrand. Is that who it was?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Tom Tillis and Cornyn were like, no,
we're not going to do that.
Trading.
We want to keep making tons and tons of money in a super, what I feel is an illegal way.
Can you believe that?
Yeah, I can believe it, because there's so many shifty ass people in Washington, including on our side.
I would very much like to see a President Hawley someday.
Yeah, he's great. Yeah, I totally agree with you. He's fantastic.
I would love to see
and
that
he
anyway.
is And he is ethical. That guy is ethical.
Mm-hmm. Anyway,
Yeah.
so that again, contact
One of the
Tillis,
few.
contact Cornyn, give him the business.
Yeah, give him so much of the business. Like, just suck it to him. What a bunch of jerks.
I know, just ridiculous. At the top of Daily Mail is just giant headline that says our flight mayors are going to continue, that the airline industry is just absolutely in shambles. And Mayor Pete is on the case, and he's saying, I think this has to do with their overscheduling and they're scheduling in excess, and I'm going to look into that, and I'm going to punish them.
I've got to fly in like a couple weeks. Who else is flying in here? Like, I'm freaking out about it. Plus, did you guys see that one lady like climbing? I tried to find a good video of her. The lady
demon?
like, yes.
Yeah.
She was like climbing up on top of the seats and she's screaming all sorts of obscenities. And I was like, what is happening on planes lately? What's going on? Everybody's
People are out of control.
possessed. Everybody's possessed. Everybody has like demons in them. I'm a little bit leery of getting on a plane.
Well, you should be. That's my senator, says Barb Hans. Thank you so much for that. Did I miss anybody? Michael
yes,
says
Michael.
Vivek is able to truly articulate conservatism. I believe has demonstrated that in all of his interviews.
True.
Yes. He is very, very, very good communicator.
Mhm.
So the airline industry is in shambles, but also it's because they let go so many people during COVID. And now they are short 32,000 pilots, mechanics, and air traffic controllers. They outsource a lot of the plane maintenance overseas. We don't even do that here because we have such a shortage of mechanics. So it's not good times for the airline industry or for any of us who have to fly, even when we don't particularly want to fly. You know, most people do on occasion have to fly. So it just really sucks. This isn't a problem only affecting America. It is also affecting Canada. And a Canadian official went to conduct a press conference at the airport to talk about all of the measures that she and the rest of her team had taken to make sure that delays and cancellations were getting sorted out. The cameraman decided to, apparently hates her, because what happened while she was talking about how much better things are, he panned up to show the display of flight status. And you guys, it did not go well.
And just a final question here. Is there any sort of work being done with the airlines in order to get flights actually on time or not delayed as much? Just curious if there's any work happening there.
Yes. So we've seen almost a doubling in terms of improvement on on-time performance since last year. That is a reflection of all the work that we've done across the ecosystem together with our partner airlines, with agencies, reducing processing time, reducing wait times, and fine-tuning operations with our air carrier partners. And we see the great results that have come from that.
Yeah. So fantastic.
We see those great results.
Yeah, it's just, we're seeing it. We're really seeing it, you guys. So many results. That cameraman is like not having it.
I just love that he did that. Or she, I don't know. Maybe it was a female cameraman.
You are so full of crap, lady. So full of crap. Your eyes are brown. Mm-hmm. Right.
Oh my God, I love that. Point of personal privilege, I think I'm speaking for you as well when we talk about our distaste for Chrissy Teigen.
Yeah.
You guys.
Mm-hmm. What is the face?
I don't know. What's that?
What's her face? Their faces.
Oh, her face is like.
Is that her face?
That. I do use that GIF a lot because she does make a really good yikes face.
Wasn't she on Epstein's Island too?
Was she?
Yeah, I think they're on the flight log. She and her husband. There's
don't
so many people.
like
That's just as a side note. It's like, how is like this $1 billion like sex trafficking ring like brought down, and we've only got like one woman in jail? I just like to point that out.
And she's still not talking, which I'm super irritated at.
We haven't talked about that nearly enough as a society. Just want to bring that up again.
I don't know why I was seeing Chrissy Teigen clips on Twitter yesterday, but I was. And so two of them, I was just like, why is she so gross? And so you're going to see two clips. The first, she's on a news show, one of the like CBS, ABC, whatever. And I don't know when this was, but they were asking her to explain herself because there was a video going around of her in a car talking about what's the weirdest thing she would ever eat. And her answer was absolutely insane. But then the second clip, she and John, her husband, John Legend, are on a red carpet.
I also can't stand him or his
Cannot
music.
stand them.
It's one song. Yeah.
And they ask them, where is the weirdest place you've ever had sex? And she answers, to his complete embarrassment and total horror, she apparently answers honestly. And you guys, they're just gross. They are just a disgusting couple. Here's the first clip.
On David Chang's Netflix show,
Yeah.
you talked about the weirdest thing you would eat. Before you say that, we've got a little clip here.
Uh-oh. If the person okayed it, I would eat a human. If you were at a very fancy restaurant and they were like a tiny piece of human meat.
No. I think the only way
You wouldn't try a tiny bite?
No.
Really?
Absolutely not.
When you can get David Chang to be speechless, I mean, when you can make him speechless.
Oh my God.
No, it's like, as soon as I said that too, I was like, this isn't going to go over well. Would you really eat human? I mean, what body part would you eat? Haven't you been to that bodies exhibit down on right? Have you been there?
I've been there.
I feel like we've eaten everything. Like everything has been eaten in fine dining. What's the one thing that hasn't been served?
But what
it's
body
human.
part would you eat? Like, I feel like I'd eat some, like
I would give you,
probably
if
the
I
belly.
were to pass away naturally, I would give you a piece of my arm.
It doesn't look meaty enough. Yeah, no.
Chicken thigh? A thigh?
Hey, you know what they say? Tastes just like chicken.
Why?
I feel like she probably already has.
Right? My mind would just never go there. You know
Nope.
what I mean?
Well, most normal people wouldn't.
So gross. I mean, what in the world? So here they are on a red carpet being asked about the weirdest place they've ever had sex. And I believe her.
Obama thing.
Which to me means
was a
probably
thing.
an event for Obama at which he was attending. You know what I mean?
Thing. Yeah.
They're just vile. I cannot stand this
disgusting.
couple.
Yeah, it was a thing. It was a thing that they
was a
went
thing.
to. Remember when she bullied that woman and she was canceled, and then the cancellation it just didn't stick.
Yeah,
I
and we
thought
knew it
for
wouldn't.
I just thought for sure this broad's gonna go away. Why are they famous? Like, why is she famous? I don't understand why she is. I don't get it. I don't understand the appeal of this woman. I just don't.
Yeah.
Why are some of these people famous? It's like the Kardashians. I just don't understand why they're so rich and so famous. I'll never understand it. I just don't.
She got her initial fame from being a Sports Illustrated model, bathing suit model. And so people liked her body, and I'm sure that it's fine. And then she got married to John Legend, and then he got famous. So she was famous. And then she did that karaoke show or whatever.
I just don't understand it. I'll never understand these things.
I don't get it either. I don't get it either. I know that we've shown this in the past, but it came up for whatever reason in my Twitter feed yesterday. It was going around again, and I was like, you know what? I know we've shown it, but it's so good. This pro-life ad is so good, and it's got just the right amount of snark to make me really, really love it. So I thought, you know what? We probably got some new folks here that have never seen this before. It needs to be seen again. It's just wonderful. Check this out.
Human rights. You may think you've always had yours, but you would be wrong. So how did you get your human rights? From the magical birth canal, of course. Disclaimer, birth canal is not the size of an actual birth canal. Just saying. Before the baby or fetus is born, it is not a human being. Clearly. But as it passes through the birth canal, something amazing happens that transforms it into a person with human rights. Observe. Not a person, not a person, not a person. Coming out the other end, a person! Human rights! Congratulations. You now have value. Can't say the same for this one. So what exactly happens in the birth canal that causes this magical transformation? No one knows. But popular scientific theories include fairies, aliens, or of course, a mini Big Bang. I think it's fairies. No human rights? Human rights. No human rights? Human rights. Makes sense. Thanks, magical birth canal. Science, logic, magic, human rights.
the greatest.
What if it's a C-section?
Seriously, the greatest. I love that so much.
Such a
The
great
baby's
ad.
like, what is happening? I'm having so much fun. So much fun here.
Oh my God. I
So
just
awesome.
love that. Love it, love it, love it.
Yeah.
Okay. And lastly, before we get to whack, which is a extra super duper whack.
Very wacky, guys.
I've not recovered from that whack.
I haven't either. Nobody will. So you're going to have to brace yourselves.
But I always like to throw some crazy at you right before we get to the crazy.
Yeah.
And so I don't know, you guys have probably heard of dissociative identity disorder. It used to be known back in the Sybil days as multiple personality disorder.
Yes.
Now it has a fancier name, and it's become a bit of a trend on TikTok, just like Tourette's has. Like, there's lots of people who claim they have Tourette's and they act like they have Tourette's. There's a lot of people who genuinely have these conditions as well. I'm not denying that, but it does seem to be some contagion around these issues.
It's like
so I see a lot of these freak shows, and naturally I gravitate to them because I'm so fascinated by what makes people this crazy. So there's a girl who and they call it a system. If you have dissociative identity disorder, the overarching term for all of the personalities within your brain is called a system. And some people learn to work within the system. So they understand, all of them know that they're part of the system, and they all acknowledge each other. They all come out at different times. It's completely bizarre. But this chick has decided that some of her alternate or extra personalities are not even human. And so sometimes she'll do a TikTok as a non-human personality, one of which is a bird. And the bird person inside of her is experiencing wing dysphoria. Here she is.
My name is King, and I'm a non-human alter in a DID system, and I'm making a Discord server for people who experience wing dysphoria. It is, of course, open to systems with non-human headmates, and it is also open to, I think they're called wingkin, literally anybody who experiences wing dysphoria. Hope to see you there. Other folks who experience wing dysphoria and who get the phantom wings, I know we are all familiar with the feeling of needing to stretch our wings and not being able to, but is it as common of an experience to feel like you have water on your wings, like feel like your wings got wet and you need to like fluff them up and shake the water out, and you can't, and it's frustrating?
It's frustrating.
So frustrating.
It's so frustrating when that happens. And then you have to dry them in the sun. You have to dry them. What happens a lot to hawks.
I'm sure we can all relate.
You guys, does that happen to you? Oh my God, these people are batshit.
They're so crazy. I just can't.
Just crazy.
Every day, I think I've seen the craziest thing, and then it keeps getting topped.
It's just like, hold my beer. Hold it. Here's another one. Yeah.
It's just amazing.
I know. TikTok is like a huge forum for the mentally ill.
Yeah, for real.
It is. I just will never allow my kid to be out there. I just won't. You're not allowed to go anywhere near the TikTok. I don't even have it on my phone. I took it off. Like, cause I said, I cannot even have any, I don't want my kid anywhere near that cesspool of crazy.
Unfortunately, it's all on Instagram. It's basically a duplicate.
Yeah,
now, those two platforms.
Sorta. It all stems from there. Yeah, I know. And China is just loving it. China's loving all of it because they're just pushing it all out to America, and especially American children. They're just like, meanwhile, Chinese kids are getting algorithms for math.
Right. They're becoming like nuclear scientists and stuff. And our kids are like, I can do a dance.
I'm a two-spirit chicken. Yeah.
With wing dysphoria.
What is happening?
Yeah. And that, of course, is a great way to lead us into whack on TikTok.
Okay. You guys,
but I also have some great other talks too, but we're going to start with your whack.
Yeah. My whack, I don't know how this happens, but you can go to the bathroom, I guess, in the middle of the day and not pay attention to what's in your toilet. You guys pay attention to what's in your toilet because this could happen to you. Oh my God.
I would probably react in exactly the same way as this woman does.
Oh my God.
Brace yourself.
Oh my God. Oh my God. Oh my God. I just peed. I peed. I peed. I just see it there. peed. I just peed.
I would have I would seriously
Yeah, I
have,
just peed. Look at me again.
I would be shooting it in the toilet.
Oh my God.
I don't even care. I don't even care what would happen to the toilet. I mean, I don't know how you do that. I don't know how. I always look inside the toilet before I pee in it. I don't know about you guys. Always.
I mean, it's just part of like you got to make sure it's open, all of that stuff.
Somebody Mark said she ate a snake.
I don't think that's what happened.
No, she just peed on it. You guys, I don't know how you do that. I mean, I always look. There's at no point in my entire life.
It just takes a glance.
Like, would I ever miss that gigantic of a snake in the toilet? I mean, I guess if it's dark at night and you pee in the middle of the night, maybe you could miss that. Like that's happened.
That's what night lights are for.
I suppose, like my toilet in our bathroom is it's sort of like a separate room, so it is dark in there. But I mean, I don't know. I will always turn on the light. I just cannot imagine not knowing that that's there. But if that happened to me, man, it would just like that toilet would be gone. I don't know. My house would probably be burned down. I can't even imagine recovering from that. Crazy.
What's amazing is that the snake was utterly unaffected by being peed. You know what I mean? Like it just sat there.
He probably liked it. He was just like, "Oh, you're peeing on me? Okay, whatever. It's fine." Yeah, it's fine.
God, it's so weird.
It is.
All right. Well, now it is time for some My Pillow talks, and of course, you should be celebrating My Pillow's 20th anniversary right along with us by getting yourself something amazing from My Pillow, like the Queen Pillow. For just $19.98 right now when you use code CHICKS at mypillow.com/chicks. Get yourself all kinds of good stuff. They've got the best stuff at mypillow.com/chicks. I know somebody was saying that was staged and she sounded genuinely horrified.
I mean, it could happen. That could happen.
I would never stage that. Like, I don't care how many people I was interested in getting to like my post or whatever. Not that I really care about that.
I mean, just make it a PSA. Check your toilet. Just check your toilet.
See, Susan knows what's up. Susan's like, I love My Pillow. The towels are amazing, right? They are the best. There is no better towel on the planet.
Totally.
None. Okay. So the caption of this was so funny to me. And it's like basically my dream come true. But it says, my husband left our back door open and there's an effing deer in my kitchen eating my Doritos.
You would love this.
I would love this.
I know.
I'd be like, oh my gosh, let me get you a glass of milk.
Would you like something to drink with that? Would you like some Cheez-Its? I have Cheez-Its.
And I love the dog in the background is just like, can I have some? I'm not usually allowed. Can I?
My dogs would be freaking out. I
Your
can't
dogs
believe
would just think it was another one of them.
It's true. I mean, but they would not be so calm. That's what's so crazy about that. Yeah.
Michael Steller sent another super sticker and said, how would you like to be the snake who just got peed on? I know that's my point.
right?
Like, how did that snake not do anything?
Yeah.
Oh, and thank you, Barb. Barb says that's my senator. I'm assuming she's talking about Josh Hawley, and that is a lucky thing to have indeed. Speaking of other things I would love, I would never. I don't begrudge people the right to hunt. I am not a fan of trophy hunting. I don't like that at all. But that's just a me thing. This absolutely cracked me up. So there's a guy in the woods, presumably up in the tree, like one of those little, what do they call them? Do you know what I'm talking about? Like the thing that you have in the tree, like the little hideout where you're.
I don't know what they're called. It's just a hunting thing. Yeah.
Right. And
he's waiting to kill something.
Yeah, he's waiting to kill something. I don't know what he's waiting to kill, but he get a tree stand.
A stand.
Okay,
Thank you.
Stand. So he gets unexpected company. This makes me want to go to accompany a hunter because this would be amazing.
Well, it's been an unproductive hunt, somewhat. I got a little visitor here. Say hi.
Oh my God.
Somebody decided to climb up in the tree with me. He's a little feisty, but hopefully his mother will be here to pick him up soon.
I wouldn't be hoping for that.
Don't bite the phone. Say hi again.
Oh, he's all panty. God bless him. He had a big climb.
You're okay.
He's like, I'm thirsty now.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
God bless
fuzzy
him.
dog.
It's like a
Yeah,
big
for
fuzzy
sure.
dog. Yeah. Until his mama shows up.
I love the comment that says, I hope this never happens to me because if it does, I'll have a pet bear. And that is a lot of responsibility.
It is. It's you. I know. Oh my God.
What a fantastic thing. There's this guy who is giving marriage advice about how to spoon correctly without, if you're the big spoon, having your arm fall asleep. And it's just so handy that I thought everybody might benefit from this lovely lesson about how to properly spoon.
My wife and I are just about to celebrate our 10-year wedding anniversary, so it's getting kind of serious. And we learned a lot of stuff along the way through just like trial and error that no one told us. And I wish they had. So I wanted to share a few of those tips with you, just in case you're starting out on a relationship journey and want to skip some of the trials and errors. So this is my first tip on how to marriage. This is how to spoon without the blood flow to your arm getting cut off and then your arm falls off like a Doberman's tail. If you Google this, a lot of images, they just don't bother to even draw the second arm, which certainly saves you some time. But if you do have another arm and don't want to lose it to cuddle rot, here's the solution. I think we can all agree the ideal position is right here under the small spoon's head. That's maximum cuddleage, but it's also maximum squish. You never want to go back here, so your elbow's pressing into their back and you feel like you're a ventriloquist dummy. Now, one obvious solution is you slide your arm up and back. The problem is now they're tipping over and your head is on your shoulder, also causing blood loss. You've become the problem that you were afraid of this whole time. So here's the secret sauce. Ketchup and mayonnaise mixed together. The secret of safe spooning is 3 pillows. 1 for small spoon, 2 for big spoon, and the bottom pillow for big spoon is back at a 45-degree angle. That's the key. So now, little spoon has a pillow to rest their head on, good side sleep. You take your arm and you move it up like in that previous example. Now, instead of squishing it with your own shoulder, back pillow supports top pillow, which supports your head like a beautiful pile of mysterious rocks in the forest. Now, you can get a perfect cuddle. No one's arm's going to fall asleep. And in my experience, that'll get you at least 10 years of marriage. My wife and I are...
I mean, it's good. It's good
It's
advice.
very, very good advice. Yeah.
Right?
It's great advice.
I thought so.
You have to have a lot of pillows. A lot of my pillows is what you need to have.
Exactly, which is why I stock up because they're $19.98 for the queen size right now.
True.
mypillow.com/chicks. I love these 2 dogs. They're clearly siblings, and one of them has a bit of a snoring problem. The other one wants to sleep but can't because of the noise. And so he just takes matters into his own hands. Even after the snoring ends, that's how you know they're siblings.
He's like, shut up.
And he did shut up and he keeps hitting him.
Oh my gosh. He's like, what? You woke me up. That is precious.
And then he's like, should I not be doing this? Am I in
That's
trouble?
basically what I do to my husband every night. Every single night.
And then he's still mad. Like the dog is completely quiet. And he's like, you know what? I'm going to just keep hitting him. Anyway, those are your talks today. I got to go because I got to take my stitches out.
She's going to get stitches out, you guys. Wish her luck. Say a few prayers. She's going to have brand new gums.
I mean, I do already, but now they're going to hopefully feel more like
now they're going to be yours. They're going to be all yours.
Yep.
And not some cadavers, you know?
That's right. Oh, on locals, Math Nerd Knits says, I have 2 German Shepherds, and trust me, you cannot be a brain dead human to take care of them. My babies are the sweetest entities I know.
Right. I mean, you got to give them some love. They've probably been completely ignored by that family.
Totally.
Think about it. Yeah, they've been
Why
ignored.
do they even get them? I mean, just
because it looks good. It's like you have to, like it looks good to everybody in the country, and they don't give 2 flips about those dogs. They don't care. Yeah, everybody's too busy doing drugs and smelling kids in that White House. So they don't care about the dogs. Yeah.
All right, you guys.
Are you going to get up? Are you going to get up? He's not. He's too tired.
All right. Well, that's okay.
Too tired, you guys. He's too sleepy today. He'll totally he'll bring it in tomorrow. Oh, wait. Is he getting up? Are you getting up? Come on. Oh, he's getting up.
Aww.
Come here. He heard your
Maybe this is a good luck flap.
It is. It's a good. You're gonna. Oh, give me your face. Give me your face. Oh my God, it's so heavy. Okay. No, come here. Okay, I gotta try.
Okay, now he has to because now I can't leave.
So flappy. Okay, there it is. God, it took forever. So high maintenance today. You guys have a wonderful Wednesday, and we will talk to you tomorrow.